Hi guys, welcome back to Prospect Channel TV. Thank you for always coming out here. May God bless you all. With what is happening in Nigeria today, my people, Fulanis, they are already taking over. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu warned. He asked the Yorubas, where do you stand? Currently, the Hausas are saying, the Fulani should leave our land. We don't want you again. Quit our land. This is just too much for us. Anyway, guys, I want you to watch this video, okay? The earlier sign was there. Nnamdi Kanu said all these things, but all the warnings was actually ignored. But everything is happening live and direct. Let's quickly watch this video together. I will be right back.
Every Yoruba person supporting Fulani, you are setting up yourself to become like the Hausa people. Remember when Hausa was supporting Fulani? We are Hausa Fulani, we are Hausa Fulani. Where are the Hausa people today? I ask you. Fulani have completely overwhelmed them. It's called emasculation. Completely emasculated them. The same thing is going to happen to you. Traitors, saboteurs in your midst, they will promise them heaven and earth. They will give them anything they ask for in order to ensure that they get into you. They subjugate. Now they have left the Lauren, having taken a Lauren and taken it to Sokoto. They now want to come into Oyo. They want to come into Ondo. Once they take over all those places, it's over for the Yoruba race. Over for you. By the time the Fulanis are done with you, believe you me, if you don't rise up now to fight for your freedom, by the time Fulanis are done with you, you'll be more useless than a Hausa peasant doing Babiala somewhere in Zaria. That is the future that awaits you. Now, our people must understand this very clearly, especially my Yoruba brothers and sisters. It is about time you stop supporting evil.
Gani Adams faults Sultan's backing for Sharia in the southwest. The Sultan of Sokoto led Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs on Wednesday threw its weight behind the push to establish Sharia courts in southwest states. But the Are Onakakanfo of Yoruba land, Iba Gani Adams, on Wednesday, warned against the use of religion to cause crisis and disharmony in Yoruba land, insisting that Sharia law is alien to Yoruba culture and beliefs. Speaking at the grand finale of the 2025 Udua Festival held in Ile-Ife, Osun State, Adams warned against exploiting Sharia enforcement to plunge Southwest into avoidable crises. In a statement on Wednesday titled, "Live and Let Live," signed by its Deputy National Legal Advisor, Harun Mohammed, the NSCIA decried what it described as the high spate of intolerance and disregard for the rights of Muslims, especially in the southern part of the country. The Sultan-led council argued that contrary to the assertion of Southwest governors, Sharia courts are backed by the Nigerian constitution. The intervention by the NSCIA comes on the back of festering controversies over the creation of Sharia courts or panels in Southwest states. On Tuesday, the governor of Ogun State, Dapo Abiodun, issued a stern statement rejecting the formation of a Sharia court in his state. Abiodun said Sharia courts are not recognized in Ogun State's legal framework and Nigeria's constitution, and warned the brains behind the Sharia court to halt the formation. Abiodun's statement came about a week after his counterpart in Ekiti State, Biodun Oyabanji, kicked against the establishment of a Sharia panel in Ekiti. Earlier in December last year, an announcement by the Supreme Council for Sharia in Nigeria to inaugurate a Sharia court in the Oyo town of Oyo State generated controversy, leading to its indefinite suspension. Addressing the issue, the governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, said, "About the establishment of Sharia court in Oyo town, people may try, but for us, I swore to uphold our laws and the constitution of Nigeria." However, the Sultan-led NSCA, on Wednesday, called on governors and traditional rulers in the southwest to protect and preserve the constitutional rights of Muslims in their respective domains. The NSCIA described as unnecessary and unwarranted the resistance to the establishment of Sharia panel in the southwest, noting that the Sharia arbitration panel was a voluntary platform designed solely for the resolution of civil and marital disputes among consenting Muslims. Mohammed said, "The NSCIA strongly supports the establishment of independent Sharia arbitration panel in Ekiti and Oyo states for the purpose so intended, especially where the Muslims in the states have been denied their constitutional right to a Sharia court of appeal in all the states of southwestern Nigeria." The Council cannot find any legal justification for the unnecessary alarm and unwarranted resistance. All the states in the north have Sharia courts, and some, in addition, have customary courts. The most recent of this is the development emanating from Ekiti State, where the effort of the Muslim community to set up an independent Sharia arbitration panel was met with unwarranted resistance and objections from both political and traditional quarters. This is coming barely a few weeks after the announcement of the inauguration of a Sharia panel in Oyo State generated unnecessary anxiety, thereby leading to its indefinite postponement. This and other cases, such as the denial of the rights of female students to wear the hijab despite a Supreme Court judgment, are nothing but calculated attempts to prevent Muslims in the region from practicing their faith. The Council maintained that the setting up of the panel was legitimate, mentioning that the arbitration and the Sharia Court of Appeal, just like the customary Court of Appeal, which all of them have, are provided for in the 1999 Constitution as amended of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, see Section 275, confirming the legality of both initiatives. The Independent Arbitration Panel, which is a voluntary platform designed solely for the resolution of civil and marital disputes among consenting Muslims, was to fill the inexplicable vacuum created by the failure of the political elite in southwestern Nigeria to establish Sharia courts, as allowed by the Nigerian Constitution, in southwestern states, despite the huge population of Muslims in the region. The statement further read, "The NSCIA advised against acts of intolerance for Muslims in the southwest, such as the opposition to the inauguration of a Sharia panel in Oyo and Ekiti states, and the denial of the rights of female students to wear the hijab despite a Supreme Court judgment. The Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, under the leadership of its President General and Sultan of Sokoto, His Eminence Al-Haji Muhammad Saad Abubakar, CFR, is particularly disturbed about the high spate of intolerance and disregard for the rights of Muslims, especially in the southern part of the country. The Council calls on the governors and traditional authorities in the southern part of the country, particularly the southwest, to ensure that the constitutional rights of Muslims in their respective domains are preserved and protected. While others are allowed to live, Muslims should also be let live," the statement read. But Gani Adams on Wednesday insisted that Sharia court or law was alien to Yoruba land, saying, "Those religious fanatics masquerading as Muslims should stay away from acts that could set Yoruba land on fire." Speaking in Ile-Ife, he said, "Some religious fundamentalists now see Yoruba land as their target for destruction. But I want to assure you all that we will not allow religious fanatics and fundamentalists to destabilize Yoruba land. Nigeria is a secular nation where the Constitution allows every citizen to practice whatever religion they believe in freely, without any intimidation. Unfortunately, the Sharia law, as practiced in the north, has become a tool for politics and intimidation. Yoruba land is never a Sharia region. The Yoruba is also a multi-religious ethnic nationality. We have Muslims, Christians, and the traditional religion believers among us, and we have been living together peacefully without any religious crisis. We have also been practicing our different religions as allowed by the Nigerian Constitution. Therefore, nobody would be allowed to use religion as tools to cause religious crisis and disharmony in Yoruba land. Sharia law is alien to our culture and religious beliefs in Yoruba land. When some religious bigots decided to enforce their religious beliefs on the people, it becomes a major crisis. Therefore, those religious fanatics masquerading as Muslims should stay away from acts that could set Yoruba land on fire." Meanwhile, the spokesman for the Sharia Arbitration Committee in Ogun State, Malam Yusuf Oloyede, has clarified that the panel was inaugurated in 2018 and had been sitting at the Egba Central Mosque, Kobiti, Abeokuta, to handle disputes among Muslims. Oloyede made this disclosure in an interview with The Punch on Wednesday, following public reactions to a flyer circulating on social media announcing the inauguration of the committee. According to him, the flyer created a false impression that the panel was newly established, whereas it had been operating for over 6 years. Oloyede emphasized that the committee does not function as a court, but serves as an arbitration panel for Muslims who voluntarily seek resolution of their disputes in line with Quranic and Hadith principles. What we have is not a court per se, but an arbitration committee that has been in existence since 2018. It is for arbitration of issues for Muslims who want such issues heard and resolved according to the Quran and Hadith, he stated. He further explained that the panel comprises jurists drawn from different regions of the state, including Yewa, Ijebu, Egba, and Remo, and holds its sittings at Egba Central Mosque. On whether the committee would discontinue its sessions or review its operations following the Ogun state government's recent warning, Oloyede said the matter would be deliberated upon internally. We wouldn't know how the state government's statement is applicable to us because we are not running a court but an arbitration committee, he said. He added that the panel would meet soon to discuss the latest developments and determine the next course of action. Stay tuned for more updates.
So guys, the most surprising thing right now is that the Hausas are now saying the Fulanis should quit their land. We don't want again. You people have crossed out so much. We want you to leave. So Nnamdi Kanu asked this question. The Yorubas, where do you stand? I'm dropping it here. Please kindly share this video. Subscribe to this channel. If this is your first time of coming out here, I bet share this video, make it go viral. Nigerians must say this. This man said it all, but they ignore all the red flag. He warned them and all that. Thank you. See you in my next video. Bye for now.